Arun, I want to know, like, what did you see in this space and why did you dive into neurotechnology per se?
Yeah, for me, I recently did a reverse pitch, by the way, and I'm going to borrow from that because it was my own pitch anyway. We talk about what the next frontier is in space exploration, deep space mining, or cancer or something. And we still, and quantum computing, AI, all of these things have been doing the rounds. To me, I really thought about it. And ironically, the biggest frontier is well within us, which is the brain, is my opinion, is what I feel. We don't know enough about our brain. We don't know enough about the system that we have developed. Roger was just talking about how Roblox is a complex system. When there is a crash somewhere, often it takes incredible number of person hours to get to the root of the problem, to say that is what caused this, is what caused that, is what caused this, and so on and so forth, right? Much like even complex systems like aircrafts, for example, right? Like there are a lot of things that lead up to this one failure, and it's really hard to get to it. And therefore, over a period of time, we have set up these systems and protocols, as well as these patterns, design patterns, where we know we use those to make life easy in certain aspects to get to exactly the root cause of a problem, or to amplify the ability in certain other case, right? And when you look back, so my fund advisor, who is my wife now, but at that time she was my girlfriend. She was doing her postdoctoral research work at Stanford in the neurosurgery department, and that for me was like, wow, I have this one person whom I can ask all sorts of questions every single time and see how much she has to answer, right? Like just start with like absolutely silly and trivial, like, oh, even a noob should know this. And I would ask her shamelessly. That's the one thing that I really like to do, which is ask questions and not have any shame about it. And so I found an ally or a good teacher in her to actually help explain certain things, right? And then the way I would understand my learning pattern is that I really want to simplify first to get to the essence, or find analogies, find examples, and then that helps me understand the core and then expand more and more into the learning. So she helped with that. So I used to ask her questions specifically tailored to that approach, and she would tell me. And then guess what? The human system is exactly how software engineers have been building, or computer scientists have been building these different design patterns. Things like, if you want to go in computers, there's memory cleanup, memory reclaim, right? So you have these memory that has been allocated and then it's not being freed up. And so now you get into a clog. So you want to kind of defragment and clean up and so on. How does that happen, right? You put some markers, you come back in iterations and then keep cleaning it up. And the body has certain such systems too, like T cells flushing out foreign particles. So they markers first, and then something else comes in like a T cell and looks for those markers, and only those with markers are cleaned out. It's amazing how when you look at it, and I've simplified some of these examples, but there's a lot of, so for me, it's like, wow. So biology actually is engineering. And so it shattered this thing that biology is something that I did not like, or medical science is something that I did not absolutely like. I did not want to be a doctor since the age of 2.5, because I said, hey, if I cannot see myself being poked, I will not poke anybody, pokers of injection or something. So it then shattered that for me, the barrier, and I got more and more into understanding how the brain works. And it just kept fueling it. Now, when we launched the fund, or when we were about to launch and we were trying to figure out what it is we wanted to do, there were three things we wanted to do: healthcare broadly, education, and climate. Also, because these three areas make a huge impact, especially to those who can least afford it. So we wanted to do something that levels the playing field. Healthcare was kind of, it's universal. From the day you're born, there is something or the other that you need in healthcare. Everybody is aging from the moment they are born, come to think of it. And so then we said, okay, maybe healthcare is what we should focus on. And then in a moment of epiphany, it was like, hey, neuro. Nobody's actually targeting neuro. And neuro is the way we are trying to do things that were not done before, including things like, hey, can this be done without pharma, drugs, perhaps? Or can some diagnosis of condition be done now because of new technology that's available that can tap into the nervous system? Right. And so then that was just quick enough for us. Like, yeah, I think we have the subject matter expertise. So that's Neurotech.